energy, Venusian energy. And I want to say thank you to each and every one of you guys for continually supporting this channel. This channel is for melanated brothers and sisters. To each and every one of you guys, first of all, saying thank you and salutation to my Madrino, to my Padrino, and to my Uba, and to all of my brothers and sisters in Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lukumi, Congo, Palo, Mystic, and Anjays. To each and every one of you that practice the ATRs in the church, salutation to you as well. Also, those that have left the church but got church influence, I want to talk to you on today. What's up, my Stormy, my Sagittarius from Detroit? To each and every one of you guys, this live is very, very important, like always. But this in particular, I'm going to home in on conjure and mysticism. And what I want you to understand on today, I have a job to do when it comes down to being an elder and a leader in this community, and also allowing my spiritual influence to impact melanated people, awaken them to the point that they are able to manifest their particular energy. What's up, my Demetrius in the house, my Gemini, and then my Rhea, Raina, Raina, my other Gemini, and then I got my Aries in the house, Sister Rhonda, and then I got Mother Susan Gemini as well. I'm drinking this tea. I'm still detoxing. I'm detoxing my sinuses, and it's a process. But I want to say to each and every one of you guys, I take great pleasure in sharing knowledge, wisdom, and understanding on this particular 4th of July. And what I want you to understand is that our magic is essential for our survival and us not being defeated by parasitic behavior. I want to say, first of all, salutation to my Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Aquarius, Cancer, Capricorn, Leo, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Libra, and Virgo. I've been working, preparing the altar and the offerings for Eligba. Also, I have been at the cemetery. I've been carrying out ceremonies. I did ceremonies in Miami on yesterday, on my day of power, trying to get myself in a place, and also those that have gotten graveyard work, those that have not got the opportunity to understand the necessity of the 13th circle. I can only suggest, and I don't know why we melanated people don't see the relevancy of certain things. Um, Being able to open up portals with a group of people is more impactful and significant. The terminology, the collective. If you understand the divine name of Jehovah, Eloheinu, this is the corporate anointing. This is how we come together as one consciousness. Um, it's like the cartoon Voltron. It has 5 distinct lions, but once they are formed together, they create Voltron, able to defeat the enemies of the galaxy. One of the things that I try to do is I try to connect the dots. I try to utilize my spirituality, my experience, and my connection to people, places, and things to try to make it relevant, and also try to make it mentally sobering for people to understand this is not Hollywood. This is real magic, energy, frequency, and vibration. And there's a certain mindset that is necessary to connect to those energies and also manifest those energies. I want to say to each and every one of you guys, even though I believe that the divine feminine, masculine, and argon energy is going to make a way for us, I I am also very concerned about the weak and the weary. Those people that are not consistent. Um, and I'm gonna talk about something today. If you practice or have ever practiced working with your melanin, working with any form of dark energy, carbon energy, this is going to be so impactful on today that this is going to put you in a different class when it comes down to working your magic, whether it is hoodoo, voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, Palo, mystic, or Ajax. And I would like many of you guys to be respectful. This is a channel for melanated people. There are some people that have been supporting me for years. And when you walk into a space and you're a newcomer, be respectful for the energy that has already been there and the people that have supported it, that allowed you to have those opportunities to even turn on this channel and get any of this information. It's the same thing that I have been screaming from the mountaintop when it came down to my Latino brothers, Cuban, Indian, Asian, any other ethnic group that is here in the Americas. That black people are the reason why you enjoy the benefits and why you have access to the things that you have access. Even though we ourselves are constantly kept out of those spaces and places, but we pay the price. And the mere fact, that many of you gave us your asses to kiss, as much as ass that you do not have, you still gave those bones for us to kiss. Come on here, somebody. And to all of my Latino brothers and Cuban brothers that practice Palo, and those are crowned in Ocha, in Lukumi, and Santeria, and the mere fact that your mindset is that you're going to use black African deities and deify Egun, and yet appropriate whiteness, and then you mishandle, mistreat, and misuse melanated people. What's up, my Libra? Black people, melanated people, we have no allies. Each one of them, and I'm not saying that every ethnic group here feels the same way, but everybody speak to his or her own people, ethnic class, because you have placed melanated people in a position that we have to congregate, and we have to leave everybody else on the outside, because every opportunity that you got to step on our backs, on our necks, on our ankles, in our faces, you took those opportunities. You kept our African sciences from melanated people, but you invited everybody else, including non-melanated people. You're telling melanated people what they can't have access to, but you're allowing Caucasians to practice voodoo, Palo. Come on here, somebody. And you wonder why we are in the state of consciousness that we're in. Even I, myself, Chief Apostle Samuel Jr., know that all black people that practice the ATRS are just as dangerous as the white men and women. because they want to be accepted. They want to be conformed to an image that is not their image or their likeness. And I want to say to you, sir and ma'am, you have every right to live your life however you so choose. But you do not have a right to interfere in my individuality. I'm going to talk about something today, and I want you to understand this is beyond your sexual preference. This is beyond your economic stature. This is beyond your educational platform. This is getting down to the basics. This is getting down to the raw and the real. This is getting down to the very idea of nature versus unnatural. This is getting down to AI versus true intelligence, consciousness. Because if they can't possess it, then they'll assimilate. This is the story of the Tower of Babel. Since they could not ascend through the spiritual means and the spiritual laws, they were going to build a tower to heaven. Same concept, same mindset. People not wanting to go through proper protocols and respecting guards and gates and pathways and thresholds. As we have seen, power in the wrong hands create massive destruction for the way of life of nature as well as universe. Melanated people, hear me today. My subject is individuality in the ATRS. We're in the age of Aquarius. And being an individual is essential to our collective strength. And I'm going to explain. Individuality involves self-reflection, exploring your interests, and embracing your uniqueness. The fact that you are not spending time as a Pisces, understanding your reflection, exploring your interests, and embracing your uniqueness as a Pisces, as an Aries, as a Taurus, as a Gemini, Aquarius and Cancer, Capricorn and Leo, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Libra and Virgo, melanated people. Your individuality and understanding as much as you can about your consciousness, about your melanin, about how you express yourself is essential. That when we need you to operate as a Cancer, when we need you to function as a Gemini, when we need you to function as a Sagittarius, as coming together, that you are well versed and well grounded in your energy, that you can hold your own individual state and allow the collective consciousness, the collective energy to manifest for the good of us all melanated people. This is why the 13th circle is so important. Because you will once see what it is to be a team, an individual, but a team. I want you to have this is what it says. It is about understanding your own values, your own passions, and your own personality. When I stand up as a Sagittarius, moon in Aries, rising sign Pisces, you benefit from everything that I produce because I am an individual, but I'm able to relate to other people's energy and frequency and vibration and never lose my shape, my form, or my fashion. We don't need you to get lost in the sauce because you're in Ifa or Voodoo or Santeria or Kumi or Congo or Palo, whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced, whether you're a Magi, whether you're a Kabbalist, whether you're an Obia or medicine woman. We need we need your individual input. It says, when you understand your own values and your own passion and your own personality, then expressing those values, those passions, that personality authentically in various aspects of your life. You're trying to get involved into ATRs without being your own person, your own individual, having your own value. How are you going to know who to resonate with? The more you're actually functioning in your authentic self, the more you know what to resonate with. The more you know what to obtain because you understand your passion. I know my passions. And I know the frequency. This is why the Bible said, the affectionate, fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. When you are passionate about your individuality, then you'll be passionate in any ATR. Whether you're with a group or individual, you'll be able to hold your own energy, frequency, and vibration. This is when somebody doesn't know their voice. And when the sopranos are singing, they try to sound like a soprano. When the altos are singing, they try to sound like an alto. When the tenors are singing, they try to sound like a tenor. When you know your voice, you can sing the lyrics of a song in your tone, in your key, and not be affected because you hear other voices. Finding your voice even in chorus is essential. This helps you maintain your key. This makes you effective when you articulate the lyric of a song without the music, without the soundtrack. This is what I love when Whitney Houston clarified with what they were trying to do with her and Mariah Carey. She said, we have some same tones and we have some inflections that are similar, but I don't sound like her and neither does she sound like me. When you hear Whitney, her uniqueness, even though she's singing a song written or wrote or sung by Aretha Franklin, she still holds her own. And you determine, when Patti LaBelle was singing all the man that I need, she sung the words, but she sung in her own uniqueness. Whitney Houston is a Leo. Aretha Franklin is an Aries, and Patti LaBelle is a Gemini. You got to express your energy in your particular craft. That's what makes you you. This is why when you try to compete with somebody else, you're not being authentic to yourself. Because there's no one can be you. Even an identical twin cannot replicate his or her brother. Their fingerprints are even different, even as identical twins. Do you hear me? We need your authentic self. We don't need you replicating anybody. Because when we need you to stand, we need your energy, your frequency, and your vibration. Sir and ma'am, when you are able to express in various aspects of your life, This process also includes challenging yourself as a Gemini, as an Aquarius, as a Sagittarius, as an Aries, as a Scorpio. Challenging yourself. Building your confidence in your own ache. The lack of respect and honor that you have for other people because you don't respect your individuality. You would know what kind of work it went in to building your confidence. Therefore, you would not allow somebody to shake your confidence. You wouldn't allow circumstances and situations to shake your confidence because you have built it on a solid foundation. What you believe in has been tried and tested as a Gemini, as a Pisces, as a Taurus, as a Capricorn, as a Virgo. You're not easily shaken because the winds change. You're not easily shaken because the news turns south. You're not easily shaken because of the report. It says setting boundaries to protect your individuality. The moment, sir and ma'am, you lose yourself, it doesn't matter what you practice. Once you come off kilter to being your own authentic individual energy, frequency, and vibration, you no longer can express accurately and authentically how you are supposed to perform in Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, Christianity, Kimbanda. It don't matter. This is how you know how to help people, because you know what you are and what you have experienced in. Can somebody block Academy for me? We don't need anybody here disrupting. This is our channel and for melanated people. It is important, sir and ma'am, that when you are trying to grow and develop, you make people take your individuality seriously. And the only way that you can do that, if you spend time challenging yourself, when you spend time building your confidence, when you spend time setting boundaries, not only that regulate you, but regulate others when they're handling you. You don't have to be like a fire sign if you're a water sign. You don't have to be like an air sign if you're an earth sign. We learn from one another. We advance from one another. I am not trying to get you to change who you are. I'm trying to get you to become more of who you were created to be. Because it's going to be more easier for you to relate to me and what I'm talking about. And your values will mean something to you. You will stand in your values. This is what Taurus governs. When people don't care about our well-being, we have to accept that. People don't have to keep showing us over and over that this system is not built for us and it's not working for us. There comes a time when you want to no longer become the salmon. You don't want to have to swim against the tide all of your existence, all of your life. When somebody is constantly creating waves that you got to jump as a salmon, he got to jump over the hill, jump there, always swimming against the tide. Creating a mindset, you always feel like something or somebody is against you. If you constantly swim against the current, it's going to put you in a certain mindset. And you're not going to be able to actually live in peace and in harmony because your existence, your individuality is constantly challenged. I don't care if you go and look at my videos from 5 years ago. I don't care if you go 10 years back or 2 years or two videos back. You're going to see a consistent individuality out of Chief Apostle Eli. I may have went from one tradition to the next, but I have been true to my individuality. I have been true to my confidence. I have been true to setting boundaries, and I have been true to also challenging myself. Whether that has been eating things that I would normally not eat, or whether that has been walking into tradition that I did not even think that I needed. Challenging yourself, it can be in many facets, in many different ways. Challenging myself to learn how to rest. Challenging myself to learn how to relax. Not feeling that because there are 24 hours in a day that I got to be doing something in each one of those hours. Whatever it may entail, that you have to challenge yourself. Let me tell you something about the power of challenging yourself. When you challenge yourself, people cannot challenge you. Oh, yeah, I ain't trying to hit it. When you authentically challenge your own energy and frequency, when somebody else tries to challenge your position, you will be like the Bible says, the righteous shall never be moved. The reason why you're losing ground because you're not your authentic self. You don't know your power. You don't know your value. You don't know that you're even being challenged. Whether you're challenging me mentally, emotionally, economically, or spiritually, it doesn't matter. I know when you're trying to challenge me. And because I'm rooted and grounded in myself, in my own consciousness, in my own sovereignty, you can't move me. You can't weaken me. Let me explain something on today. We're in the age of Aquarius, which means Aquarius is going to be at rule for 2,000 years. You might reincarnate a couple times in the same energy. Let me explain something to you. They know that the healthcare industry is collapsing. People are going back to nature, especially melanated people. Do you understand? They know that they're not going to make all that money they used to make. So they got to find another gimmick. The white man looks at the melanated man and woman and figure out based off their inventions and their skill set, what is the next thing that they're going to be able to make money off of melanated people. We determine what the next business venture is going to be. Melanated people. Instead of us being our own enterprise, our own corporation, and we benefit off of ourselves and among one another, we let everybody else determine based off what we get evolved into, that we begin to master, that is a new wave, a trend when it comes down to success. We determine that because we are the children of the earth. Mother Earth is going to tell us because we are her children. And what we're going to do, we're going to let them know. We don't know how to keep things private and secret. This is why they're able to take your vision. How many times we see on TikTok and the internet where black people create dances and now white people making money off the same dance, and they don't even have to do it your way. They don't have to do it as good as you do it. They just got to be white. Aren't you tired of that? We create things of a spirit of excellence that cannot be copied. We have to go to a whole nother level. So these parasites can't even operate and function in our energy, frequency, and vibration. When you choose, sir and ma'am, to conform, you bring yourself down to a level where they can handle or tolerate your energy. I want to be such an individual. I am intolerable, incomparable, unmatched in my energy, frequency, and vibration. And that takes growing and knowing self, reflecting upon self, knowing, but figuring out what you can do a lot better than what you're doing, processing what is going on in your life, understanding your thoughts as a Scorpio, your thoughts as a Cancer, your thoughts as a Taurus, a Capricorn, a Pisces, a Libra, and holding the values true that we are together as melanated African American. We can't talk about other countries and other people because they don't showed us. We have to rescue ourselves. We got to be our own savior. And I'm talking about your individual self. You have to be your risen Christ. You have to make your Saturn return. You have to go through these evolutions, because if you don't evolve, you're going to devolve. We're going to have an altar set up for Mafedifun Iligba. He's not on a road opener, he's a road closer. He's the saint or the Orisha that is opposite of Eshu. That's the yin and the yang. Every aspect of magic has a yin and a yang. And we need to respect our own values, our own sciences, our own psychology, our own formulation and alchemy. That we no longer have to thrive in the midst of their systems. If we the creators, and we are, if we're the inventors, and we're in the age of Aquarius, we can invent some shit that cannot be copied. That black man created a system that you can get internet anywhere on planet Earth for free. Whatever we create, the white man find a way to put a price tag on our shit. He is parasitic in nature. Don't worry about what Trump is doing, because it's going to affect us all. But the reason I say don't worry about it, because let them destroy their own system. It ain't working for us no way. We got to do our conjure to protect us during the process. Just because I love the way one of my TikTok creators and content creators, she says, tear down to the studs. Tear this bitch down. Let that parasite eat his own self. They're not going to allow you to destroy America like they will allow one of them to destroy America. I've been trying to tell melanated people this. They have, when you're inferior, you need more of an advantage. In their opinion, there's too many black millionaires. There are too many black billionaires. They wanted a class where it showed their superiority. When they created golf, not even allowing black people to play golf, but all of a sudden wanted these, because they said these games you have to be intellectually advanced to play golf. And now black men and women are dominating golf. They said the same thing about tennis. They said that by any shit that they do. And then, just like gymnastics, Simone Biles done wrecked the shit. She just dominated the black women that is in ice skating. Everything they say, we gotta have poise and we gotta have this and that. We dominate. We dominate what the shit we do, and we also dominate the shit they do. So they're trying to create a different class, that white people are the head. I don't know why melanated people don't get that. They don't care that you are being paid less than the white actor and the white actress. They care that you are still selling out tickets and arenas. They care that Beyonce took back country music from white people. They can't stand that bitch. Believe that. And I know black people got a problem with Beyonce. But you ain't in a place to challenge them like that. She is. And she's still black. She's still a daughter of Oshun. While you out there talking about she worshiping the devil with your ignorant ass. Individuality is uniquely given to every man and woman. We as an individual make Ifa look powerful. As an individual, we make Haitian voodoo or voodoo itself look powerful. We make conjure look powerful. We make praying prayers look powerful. Whatever black people do, melanated people do, and especially up on the Americas, up on all the oppression, we still use High John the Conqueror to outwit the motherfuckers. We even take their justice system and we still prevail. Dr. Sebi was challenged even to the Supreme Court in these Americas for healing, not hurting, healing people of HIV and AIDS, healing people of cancer, healing people of their physical ailment. He wasn't being taken to the Supreme Court because he hurt somebody, that he was fucking a porn star and paid her off during an election. Black people are persecuted for being an individual in these countries. The more of an individual you are, the more of a threat you pose to people, places, and things. I don't want to come across as though there's no consequences for being an individual, because it is. Because the point is, you cannot be mimicked or copied because you're an individual. Nobody can do Ifa the way I do Ifa. Nobody can do Ocha the way that I do Ocha. Nobody can do that. Because they don't have my values, they don't have my self-reflection, they don't have my challenges. They don't have my extraterrestrial energy, my melanin. And all I've been trying to do, as long as I've been on my platform, is trying to get melanated people to get their tools so they can be their authentic self. That's why I do your conjure based off your blueprint. And that you can rock your energy, your Ache. Yes, you're an Aries, but you ain't like an Aries like the other one. Because you have your individual energy frequency and vibration. You can rock Mars energy like no other Aries. You can rock Mars and Pluto energy Scorpio like no other. Just like I'm going to rock Jupiterian energy, my moon energy in the Aries. Since there will be not another me, I'm going to make me as great and fantastic and delicious as possible. Do you understand? You are an individual. And you have individuality, which means that you have the power to self-reflect on self. You have the power to explore your personal interests. Find out what yes, you want to practice conjure, but what are your interests in conjure? I knew I never wanted a baton. When I was training up on my spiritual dad, I knew that I respected what he was doing, but I didn't see myself having a store like that. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know how I was going to express my energy, frequency, and vibration. I knew I wanted to do Haitian voodoo. I wanted to work with the Loas. I knew all that. But what I was going to be, I didn't know. I knew what I didn't want to be. How you going to know where you fit in these ATRs if you ain't trying to explore what it is about magic that you are really good at? Maybe you might be an excellent. All you do is do readings. All you do is crownings. All you do is initiation. Whatever it is, sir, man, what are your interests? I know I love to teach. I love to teach magic, different types of magic, different ways of doing magic. Those are my interests. I was exploring them. I want to teach magic about sex, magic about money, magic about cleansing, anything that deals with the human life. I want to have adventure with magic. I like to see other people, how they use magic in their culture. I get off on that stuff. I'm interested in it. What are your spiritual interests? And what makes you different than anybody else? Because we all can be in Haitian voodoo or Obia or hoodoo, but our interests lead us down different paths, which makes us unique. The way I do court cases is different than anybody. Different than my family do court cases, different than my spiritual dad, spiritual leader, even down to my padrino. I don't work court cases like them. I love utilizing the cemetery to work and manifest. I love working through the ego. Those are I'm a natural necromancer, but those are also my interests. And I explore those. I want to know different ways that you can work with the dead. That's why I'm in Palo. That's why I went after the cauldron that I went after. Because of my interests. And it makes me unique in my magic because of how close I am with Egun. I'm crowned Mafedifun Babalu Aye. He's an Egun and Orisha at the same time. So I can be divine and yet be an ancestor at the same time. It makes me unique. And you could be unique as well if you would explore your interests. And then, when all that is done, embrace that uniqueness. Own your identity. Own your signature. Own your uniqueness and your individuality. Own it. Lock, stock, and barrel. Own it. And then, and only then, sir and ma'am, can you work in unison with anybody. Because until you know yourself and what you bring to the table and how you affect the body, the consciousness of melanated people, this is why I stay in my lane. Because I am effective. I can help people with what I have mastered. Whether they work with me today or tomorrow. I understand my values and what I hold dear, and I don't let nobody change that. This is why you are like a yo-yo. You up and down. Because your values change based on how people respond to your values. I don't care if nobody don't like me because of my values. I own that shit. Because somebody think I'm too costly and too expensive and I'm too over extra. I own that. I own extra. And I'm good with that. And you continue, sir and ma'am, to do less. To be less. To be obtainable. I'm living a life that I don't want somebody to obtain my accomplishment just like that. I want to be outstanding. I want to be excellent. I want to be superb. I want to be amazing. I want what I'm doing to spark the interest of other people, places, and things. I want people to be mimicking me that don't even like me. I want to be that good. I don't want to have one style. I'm 52 years old. I want to be. I told Minister Mario he was buying a certain style of stew. I said, Mario, I don't have a problem with you. You like that style? I done did that, been there. I'm on to something else. See, some of y'all can't let people grow because you only have one gear, one style. When I'm constantly evolving when it comes down to fashion, it don't bother me for people to start wearing hats. I done did that. And I did it in many versions of it. I went and bought some more hats. Because I love wearing hats. I look good in them. I look good in a covering. Just like I look good in a rubber. A condom, some people call it. But I prefer raw. But challenge yourself. Be a deeper water sign than the average Cancer, the average Scorpio, the average Pisces. Be more refined in your craft and how you use your water element. To my air sign, be unique when it comes to intelligence and how you articulate, how you formulate, how you how you use the air element, how you use the four winds of the earth to your beck and call. Be authentic. Be unique. And say, I love the way that Libra does that. I love the way that Aquarius does that. I love the way that Gemini does that. To my Earth sign, let your practicality be so unique, innovative, authoritative, maybe, that somebody say, you know what, I like their blueprint. I like that Capricorn's blueprint, how to go about business. I like that Taurus stability and consistency, how he or she goes about that. I love the way that Virgo organizes things. I'm gonna let them. I'm gonna hire them to work for me. My fire signs. Be unique in the fire. There's different levels and stages of fire. Let your enlightenment be so different that you can be standing by the same zodiac sign and y'all look totally different because you're your individual. Aries. Let the way you light up a room, where you charge a room, where you have the ability to be, I am whatever I need to be. Be authentic in that. Leo, when you grab the attention of people, let your light shine to the point that they understand your power, your consistency, because you're fixed. You're fixed fire. How to have perpetual blessings, an ongoing blessing. Sagittarius, let your wisdom be authentic and unique. That people want you to write books and poems to put your way you exhibit wisdom. It's not that you're just wise, it's the way that you handle your wisdom. It's your style, it's your flow, it's your uniqueness. That somebody will choose you over the other person. I don't want somebody to just say, oh, he a Sagittarius. I want that Sag. The one that moon in Aries and rising in Pisces, that's the one I want to teach you. Yeah, I know, I heard you. You cheaper. But I want that Sag. I want that Sag to show me how to use ego. Being your authentic self. Aloha. What's up, Miranda? Being a person that understands your personal values, your passions, and your personality. Unique to none other than you. You can make money off your personality. When people like your personality, they'll buy your supplies, your product. You don't spend enough time in your personality to know enough about your personality to know what you can market, what you have really to bring to a relationship. Minister Mari, son of a church, always tell me, you so animated. The more I enjoy something, the more animated I get. But that's my uniqueness. I light up. The more I enjoy what I'm doing, the more I light up. I'm a real fire sign. And I take up more and more space. The more I manifest, and especially when I'm striving, like people out there flexing. I don't watch my grandma flex. I don't watch my uncles flex. I don't watch my mama flex. But I love the way I flex. I don't watch my spiritual dad flex. Flexing is an art. But it's the way he did that. The way he prophesied. The way did that spiritual work, the way that he summoned that spirit. It's the way he did. His finesse, his style, his charisma. I like that. I got dick like any other man. But what makes my dick good? Because it's unique. Huh? I turned that crook and the end of my dick into a trophy. They distinctly talk about that, how that hook feels. See, when you so unique about what you do and who you are and what you bring to the table, you will let things that people take as a handicap, a setback, and it becomes the main feature. It becomes the headline because you so understand yourself to the point you perfect certain things about yourself. There's other good-looking men out there, but I have a different uniqueness about my beauty. And I'm trying to encourage you. I hope I make you fall in love with yourself. For real. I'm not talking about that bullshit y'all hear over the internet. I'm talking about doing the work that proves and shows you value you. And let me tell you something, sir and ma'am. Once you put that kind of work in you, I promise you, you'll be in a place where you will not allow somebody to come and destroy that. You don't care who it is. They won't be able to shape your individuality. And this ain't something you can fake. This ain't something you can put on. You have to do the inner work with yourself, spending time investing in yourself and bringing out more of who you really are. All your different facets in your energy, frequency, and vibration. You could be the most prolific spiritualist or profound. My interest in all this, I want to be one of the most powerful chaos beings that ever touched down on planet Earth. Whether I reach it or not, but that's my aspiration. So I gotta go through some shit I don't really care for. But I said I want what I want. I want the opportunity. And boy, they're giving it to me. That's how you can stay on the straight and narrow. That's why people can confuse you. Thank you for hitting that like button. Because you understand your individuality and the role that you play with people, places, and things. Don't ever lose you. It ain't worth it. Don't lose you to events, circumstances, or conditions. Even though you're eternal, you're not going to be this energy signature only in this lifetime. Before I became a Sagittarius, in my last lifetime, I was a Cancer. I was a Cancer in my previous life. So I'm Sagittarian all the way up. Let me explain. Your individuality needs to manifest and be expressed in this timeline. No woulda, shoulda, coulda, and no regrets. If you meant to be a porn star, that's why I just knew that was going to be my journey. I didn't know it was going to propel me to become a vivacious lover, but I was thinking about the dollars, and I get to have sex. It's a perfect combination to me. But God had the other plans. But my interests are still being satisfied. It's just not being satisfied the way I thought it would be satisfied. God will supply all your needs. And the Lord is your shepherd, and you shall not even want. But there's a way and a how it needs to be done. Take out some time. Especially if I did a consultation with you and taught you your birth chart. And when I do conjure for you, I use that blueprint. Because I need you to be all you can be. I want you to take that psychic class and go over it again. Because you missed something. And the better more information you have, the better version of yourself you can be. I love you. I appreciate y'all. I hope that melanated people really pay attention. I have been trying to get people in position, and because we're gonna need your power. We're gonna need your expertise, your skill set. And the weak gonna have to bear the infirmities. I mean, the strong gonna have to bear the infirmities of the weak. I can't pretend that everybody gonna come up the park, because they're not. But we got to protect ourselves. And those that can rise to the occasion, please, sir and ma'am, do so as swiftly as you can. Get that 13 circle, get your Egon stick, so we can get this work done. I'm going to be working relentlessly for melanated people. A part of that, working for you, is resting. Because I ain't good to nobody if I ain't of the code. And I'm getting my body together. Because I knew this shit was coming. I was hoping that Kamala Harris had won. It was going to happen anyway. But we'd have had more time. The presidency, all this shit, Trump ain't doing this by himself. Trump following the orders. That's what the president does. He or she can become the face of the actions of the people that really in control. Just like I'm a vessel, but the higher powers are really in control. And they remind me every so often, because I don't get exactly what I want and how I want it, that they call the shots. Same thing. Same thing. I'm only as powerful as they allow. I only see what they reveal to me. And I respect that. Because they could keep me in the blind. And I appreciate them informing me so I can inform you. I hope that some of you guys really take these last couple of messages to heart. Get all the nectar that you can out of my teachings, so you can be as strong as you can as an individual. Because we don't know what are we going to have to do to weather this storm. We don't know. Winter is coming, children. For sure. I love y'all. I'll see y'all on tomorrow. God bless. Happy 4th. Our personal independence, not these motherfuckers. In our individuality, we become independent. All right?